When I explained princess lines, I used a color that was particularly difficult to see. So I've changed my lines to white, and I'll just do a quick redo of the part that I think was the problem. So I'm starting by making sure my line starts out in the corner of the dart, and touch, hold, slide, highlight, release. I want to catch this same line so that I know I'm connected. Release when the yellow highlights, and then I'm going to come down and connect to that corner. So modify, move single point, so I'm going to choose the end of that dart and just move it straight over and set it down. And the end of this line. Okay, I extended this one a little bit across so that I know it's actually touching, and I want to make sure that one is exact, so I zoomed in to put it where I really wanted it, which means I need to move this one now too. Now that I'm zoomed in, I can see. Okay. So now I have my darts aiming where I want them to go, and I want to put in my 2-point curves. So create 2-point curve, and the first one is going to connect. The one that goes to the center front body on the inside is going to be a shorter curve from here to here. And then I'm just going to pull it back in. I don't want it to cross over those lines. I want it to stay within the two guidelines I have. So I've got that much of a little bit of a curve. And then on the next one, I'm connecting with near the end of the dart on both sides, and that will be the inside of my curve. And again, I don't want that to cross over. I just want it to come close. And I probably showed it a little bit better last time. This isn't as, that's similar. I might fix that curve after I'm finished. But one of the things I was explaining before was clipping, and that's under Modify Line Clip. And if you're reading the instructions up here, select the line to clip on the side you're keeping. So I want to keep this line, and then after I click on that line, it says to select the intersecting line to clip at. So the line that I want it to end with and join is that one, so I'm going to choose that curve. So it cut it off right there. And this one is going to go into a solid line, so I don't need to clip the other end. So now I'm looking at this line, and I want to keep it. Well, we'll start with this one. I want to keep this end of this line until it crosses over into the one that's on the inside. So I trimmed that off. And then I want to get rid of some of this other. And technically, sometimes it works out okay if you don't do a lot of clipping first. But this is a good time to practice. So I don't want this part of the line. I want that cut off. I want to keep this part until it runs into the curved line. So now apparently I have, no, not that one. Select the line to clip on the side to keep, and so I'm going to come over here. And the intersecting line to clip at is that one. So now I've got my lines, and when I trace it off, create piece trace, it's going to follow along to there and then there. And we'll see what happens if I choose that. It could be a disaster. But no, it wasn't. So that's not a bad curve. And I would need to give it a name and say, okay, give it your name. But this is a redo, so I'm not going into as much detail. And it looks like I must have deleted something there that I didn't mean to. So I'm going to create another 2-point curve and pick it up where it's touching this one. So I'm going to touch down and slide. Well, that is just not what I want. Okay, I'm going to connect with that one. And bring it to there and just blend those two. So these two might be kind of a train wreck. So I want to cut off that part. So modify line clip. I want to keep this side of the line. Oh, but it doesn't intersect with anything, so I can't clip it. But that's weird because it obviously intersects with this one. I'm going to try it and see what happens. My last one was a lot better. Create, piece trace. I'll start with that line. The software is a lot more forgiving than it used to be. Well, for some reason, it's not acting like that line exists. That is weird. I'm going to try deleting them just to see if I can find it. Well, something bad has happened. I can delete that one. No, it didn't even let me delete that one. So, oh, well, look at that. It was part of the other piece. Okay, well, good note. Don't keep the pieces that close together. Create 2-point curve. That was a good example of something not to do. I'm going to leave it. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the line that I want to join with, and that's not it. So I'm coming back, I'm going to try it again, and the line I want to join with is this one. So I'm going to slide all the way along the end of the line. Now I'm not going to have to clip because I was really careful about where I started because I grabbed the end. Okay, so now I can create piece trace. And there's my piece. And I would need to go back in and delete that little curve there. But since I'm not using them, if there's something else you need me to explain, again, let me know. Maybe I didn't explain clipping well enough. So I'm just going to, if I have lines on here, and I want to cut off all of those little extra ends, the way I would do that is come up to modify line clip, read the instructions, select the line to keep on the the line to clip on the side to keep. So if I want to keep not this end of this line, but this end, I want to keep this end of the line. I want it to clip where it intersects with that one. Then I want to keep this part of the line until it intersects with that one. I still want this part of the line until it intersected with that one, and there was only one it intersected with, so it automatically cut off. I want to keep this part of the line where it intersects with this one. I want to keep this part of the line until it intersects with this. Then I want to keep this part of this line until it intersects with that one. So you choose the part of the line that you want to keep, and then choose the line to cut it off at. So it's a two-step thing, and it will just automatically recycle into those two steps.